Now, Luke Walton is the Kings' fourth head coach since Vivek Ranadive bought the team from the Maloofs 7 years ago. There has not been a single winning season under his ownership.
And last night's game, perhaps poetically, included a fan throwing up on the court.
Sick and tired of losing.
Oh, man, we're going to take a quick timeout. They're escorting somebody out of here.
One Kings fan literally could not contain their disgust at a game during the fourth quarter Saturday night. As it turns out, Luke Walton's final game as the Kings head coach.
Clearly, the fourth quarter was a disaster for us.
That was Walton's final post-game press conference before learning his fate after another Kings loss.
What's the instant reaction around the league to Sacramento trading Tyrese Haliburton?
Stunned. I think Tyrese Haliburton was stunned, Malika. The league is stunned at this trade.
I'll start with you. What's your reaction?
This is some form of malpractice on the Kings' part. This is some form of malpractice.
I'm so proud of you.
Listen, Tyrese Haliburton has been the best player on that team. Two non-shooters with a bunch of non-shooters. Make it make sense, Zach. Make it make sense.
Well, I'm on the same boat as everybody else, but I'm going to cackle at the Kings, right? What on earth would tell anybody in the last 15 years that the Kings are going to do anything that make any sense?
This is malpractice. This is NBA basketball malpractice.
It was a maybe too harsh on the Kings, and I want to be very clear about this. Domas Sabonis is a really good basketball player. Clearly, he's an all-star. It just doesn't move the needle for the Kings at all, though. I don't.
Over and over again, I was so ready to give Portland the award for the worst ran franchise in the NBA, but no. Nobody cannot have that award but you. I must admit, I find it very impressive how poorly ran this organization has been for the better part of like 2 decades, and it just continues to get worse. Domantas Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, Justin Holiday to the Sacramento Kings for Tyrese Haliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson. My, oh my, that is one of the worst trades I've ever seen in my entire life.
Asset moving forward, apart from Sabonis, who they just traded for, but I don't really know that it's a great idea to bank on Sabonis being happy in Sacramento for the next couple of seasons and then staying in 2024, because it's Sacramento. Nobody's ever happy there. Everybody always wants to leave. They want to get traded, and I don't think that's going to be any different with Sabonis.
Let's get into a quick take. Mike Brown is trading in that blue and gold for purple. Brown heading to Sacramento to coach the Kings.
With the 4th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select Keegan Murray from the University of Iowa.
Hey, Zach Town in the bed, we taking it over. We taking it over. We getting 40 wins this year. Let's go.
Have taking the hardware next season.
I got Keegan Murray because he's going to be on a playoff team.
Ooh.
The Kings are going to end the streak.
All right.
Have the best record of all them rookies. So Keegan Murray is going to be your rookie of the year.
Perk?
The playoffs where? We'll get into that conversation later.
Hey, man,
listen,
record that.
I know I've been riding the Chet Holmgren.
I'm telling you, just record it, Malik.
Okay, that's cool.
Uh-oh. You slamming your fist on the table.
Sacramento Kings, baby.
Oh, here we go.
Mark Jones. Where's Mark Jones at?
Let's
Mark
go.
Jones is clapping in his house.
Let's go.
Mark Jones is clapping. They got a national televised game.
Sacramento
the
Kings
Houston
going
Rockets.
to the playoffs.
ESPN in Sacramento.
Golden One Center. Y'all don't even know the name of the arena. I'm telling you, Golden One Center.
But I may be there, so I'll have to learn it. So.
The Sacramento Kings are going to break the curse. Keegan Murray is going to be rookie of the year.
He's good.
De'Aaron Fox will be in shape this time.
Yeah.
Sabonis will be like, let's go, Sacramento.
You brought it up to begin with. Can the Kings
We're going to give you another chance.
really make the playoffs this season?
Malika, who predicted that the Warriors are going to go to the final?
I know, and I apologize, and I'm apologizing to you again for that.
Okay.
You were right.
We'll start with that. Former All-Star Sabonis and Fox are great together. Check out their pick and roll. They're going to be special together. Fox will be an All-Star player now.
curious though. It's been 16 seasons since the Kings have been in the playoffs. What does a successful season look like for you all this year?
For me, it's being in the playoffs.
On Christmas Day against Luka and the Mavs. And again, the cheers light the beam. You'll be hearing about that throughout the year.
The beam light outside. The beam! Light the beam! Light the beam! Go, man! The beam is lit! You ready to light the beam? Shemezi Matthew gonna light that beam!
Go ahead, Jordy. Hand this shit out right here, baby.
19 rebounds, 15 verticalities. Come on, here we go!
The Kings have the best offense in NBA history.
Yep.
5 of the top 9 all time are this year.
Yep.
What is happening?
Okay, so you do points per 100 possessions, the Kings literally do have.
I don't understand that. You have to explain it to me.
So there's 2 ways to measure offense, right? How many points do you score in a game, or points per possession? The reason it's better to do points per possession is how many points you score in a game can be influenced greatly by how fast you play. If you run up and down the court, you get more possessions, you know what I mean? And so the best way to normalize it against all of history is points per possession. You do points per 100 possessions because that's usually about how many there is in a game. The Kings have the best offense in NBA history by that metric.
Got to be the go-to guy right there, but Batum's open, and Batum doesn't go the dynamite. And the Kings, that's a huge win. And I don't just mean by score-wise. Score-wise, it was huge as well. I mean, second highest scoring game in NBA history. The only other game with more points, Pistons and Nuggets. That was in 1983, 370 points. This one, 351 points. 3 40-point scores in this one. There have been 145 40-point games in the NBA this season. That's an NBA record. Take the over.
Told you.
Still 0.7 left. Over to Murray for the record. Got it! Murray emblazons himself into the history books.
For several games now, and you talk about the type of rookie that Keegan Murray is and the impact that he has made being in this starting lineup. His three-point shooting has been impeccable throughout the course of the season. He's been so consistent.
Doug Christie, Vlade Divac, Mike Bibby, Stojakovic, and crew. And we saw a shot of Carmichael Dave a moment ago. He was, for me, as an outsider looking in at the time, part of the story of Sacramento staying in Sacramento. And you would imagine that his emotions are being pulled right now. And you know, De'Aaron Fox was talking about how when he first came to Sacramento, they told him the story about the team almost leaving. And he says, well, you know, fans, you put on for us, so we're going to put on for you. And this is a moment of payback. and fulfilling that promise
There
by
has
Fox and the
been
players.
so many people, and we've got to talk about Vivek Ranadive. If you talk about saving this team and
Yes.
keeping it in Sacramento, and Carmichael Dave, one of the really active people, but there's a ton of people in the minority ownership group that were critical in that. Sean Thomas, who was part of that crew. I mean, there was a lot of behind-the-scenes people that I think everyone is breathing a sigh of relief tonight to see where this team is now versus where it was at that critical juncture in Sacramento basketball history.
Dozier from D. Sacramento outscoring Portland 58-23 in the last 19 and a half minutes. And with that, the angst, the anger, the disappointment comes to an end. The Sacramento Kings are going to the playoffs. By virtue of their 120-80 win against Portland, the Kings booked themselves a spot in the postseason party. Been a lack of frequency in that happening in the wonderful city of Sacramento with its loyal fans. But get your tickets for playoff games at Golden One Center. And right now we're going to the playoffs. No more indecorously sitting out on the sidelines. They're in the party now. That'll do it from here as the Kings take on the Trailblazers.
I said tonight. So hell of a win. Congratulations to everybody for clinching. Feel good about it, celebrate it, but at the end of the day, we also know what we want to do and what we want to accomplish.